For nearly 80 years, a groundbreaking Harvard study tracked the lives of over 2,000 people to search for the keys to happiness. Subjects of the study included the eventual President John F. Kennedy and the famous Washington Post editor Ben Bradley, as well as people who became successful entrepreneurs, lawyers, and doctors, but also those who became schizophrenics, alcoholics, or mentally disturbed. Because of how long the research period was, this required multiple generations of researchers. Starting before World War II, they diligently analyzed blood samples, conducted brain scans, poured through countless reams of data, including vast medical records, hundreds of in-person interviews, surveys, questionnaires, and home visitations. The conclusion? The nearly 80-year Harvard study found that the keys to happiness and a longer life wasn't in how much money you made or how many luxury possessions you had. It didn't come from having big houses or flashy cars or from flying private. It wasn't found in how many degrees you earned or how many followers or likes you get or how high your social status was. It didn't even come from having good health or being physically fit. And it wasn't a result of intellectual ability or even personality. According to Dr. Robert Waldinger, the director of the 80-year Harvard study and professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School, the most important factor for a long and happy life, the one factor that surpasses all the rest in importance, is the quality of our relationships. Close, loving relationships, more than money or fame or even health, are what keep us living longer and happier lives. The quality of our relationships are better predictors of how long and happy our lives will be than our social class or IQ or even our genes. Dr. Robert Waldinger said, and I quote, "Those who kept loving relationships got to live longer and happier, but the loners often died earlier. In fact," he said, "the study found that loneliness kills as powerfully as smoking or alcoholism." When I heard this, I thought about one of my old college friends. You see, he was a loner. We became friends because we lived in the same dorm and were both philosophy nerds with horrible people skills. After college, we moved to different continents and lost touch. Several years later, I found out he got sick, like really sick, and shortly after, he passed away. When I visited him at his deathbed, he whispered to me, "I wish I'd spent more time on the things that really mattered. I wish I'd had the courage to love more." And if you're watching this now, then you'd probably agree that we can be lonely in a crowd and we can be lonely in a marriage. Because it's not the number of friends you have or whether you're in a relationship that matters. What matters is the quality of our close relationships. In this social media age, many young adults actually believe that fame or wealth or high achievements are what bring happiness and fulfillment. But over and over and over, research during these past 80 years has shown that the people who are the happiest are those who've succeeded in their close relationships. Now look, if you want to blow your paycheck on champagne and caviar in your private yacht, or shell out big for bling and baubles in a new glitzy address, or buy a Lamborghini and get a chrome paint job on it, that's fine, be my guest. But I've learned the hard way that nothing compares to real quality time with those you love. Because, as Dr. Waldinger said, the good life is built on good relationships. It's in something as simple as being present with your loved ones instead of scrolling through your Facebook feed. It's in igniting a stale relationship by doing new and adventurous things together. It's in long, leisurely walks in the park or deep discussions over beers at the pub. It's in reaching out to family members you haven't spoken to in years, because those all too common family feuds take a terrible toll on the people who hold those grudges. It's in taking the time to admire how the sunlight hits her hair. It's in staying up too late or waking up too early because you're just too excited and you're just too in love. It's in spinning through your day with a buzz from love made during sleeping hours. It's in kisses exchanged during the stillness and the moonlight. It's in being okay with disagreeing because you know you're still going to be holding hands. It's in grinning like an idiot, dancing and laughing in the rain with the one who totally gets your weird sense of humor. It's in slowly but surely becoming a better person because of the unconditional love of the one you love. And yes, I realize that with so much cynicism, cheating, and heartbreak, to many people, this may sound like drivel. Relationships are messy and complicated, and the hard work of tending to family and friends isn't sexy or glamorous. But if you're looking to money or fame or accolades from peers to make you feel like you're enough, like you've made it, like you're finally somebody, then the research unequivocally tells us you'll probably be waiting until you die. Findings from over 218 studies involving almost 4 million people discovered that loneliness is almost twice as deadly as obesity, raising your chances of dying early by a whopping 50%. In the US alone, those who self-identify as lonely exceeds 100 million people. If you have a friend or family member that you think might be socially isolated or often lonely, then please listen. I want you to reach out and connect with them in some small way. Even just a quick phone call or a brief coffee date or a short text saying, "You crossed my mind today." And when would now be a good time to do it? Because the secret of a long and happy life is in loving and giving relationships.